Thank you. And thank you for letting me present first because of my teaching obligations in 15 minutes. Okay, as you can see here, Dr. Huang Chen is the PI and Dr. Tai and I are the co-PI for the project. Okay. First, the issue at hand. Fairness has been touted as one of the most important issues for responsible AI, as AI-powered systems increasingly impact human lives. At the same time, access to information is essential in today's knowledge economy and fundamental to our democracy. However, certain groups of the population might be excluded or lack access to participate fully in public discourse or economy because their cultural backgrounds present obstacles to accessing or comprehending the uniformly disseminated information without consideration of cultural relevance. Such information access inequity can result in social injustice for certain cultural groups. However, current machine learning models used to accelerate the scaling up of information dissemination process are mostly based on demographic factors alone. So the fundamental goal of the project is to find ways to increase cultural resonance when disseminating information through, first, the identification and validation of cultural features that affect social groups' information access needs and receptivity, and then build a culturally aware machine learning system for such purposes. Existing research examined the interplay of AI and fairness, often focus on the perspectives of statistical machine learning, though fairness really is a complex social and cultural construct best addressed beyond technical and algorithmic means, and multiple voices are needed from different domains to shape the creation and adoption of fair AI. So this project is novel in that it seeks to develop a fair AI system by using social theories to inform the training of machine learning models and addresses the critical but really challenging aspect of culture in a multicultural society. Similar practices have been adopted in contextual advertising in recent years, where marketers try to place the most appropriate advertising in the right context using AI to discern content, sentiment, understand the nuance of language, ascertain the content, a tone of images and video, and then automatically configure the content to complement the context. In a larger picture, in today's knowledge economy, fairness is about treating different groups equally, not by giving them the same information in the same way, but by giving them the right information in the right context so there is the same desirable outcome for different groups. While fairness might be an intuitive and complex construct, past research in AI and fairness has mostly considered definite attributes like gender and race. We believe that the use of social science methodology to discover and operationalize relevant cultural attributes for machine learning data acquisition, classification, and training will ensure a realistic parameter from which the model is developed, and then identify mitigation approach that is impactful in a fair society. So the short-term impact for this project is to facilitate certain social groups' information access in specific contexts, resulting in better information receptivity because of cultural resonance. We're still identifying a couple contexts in our first phase to focus on, such as health and some social issues. And the long-term impact, of course, is to help to build a large-scale, fair information access system via culturally competent AI-mediated model. In terms of collaborator, as I mentioned, Dr. Huang Chen in our college is the lead PI. Her research includes multicultural advertising strategy and cultural messaging I'm the co-PI with research interests in digital media consumption and human-machine interactions and perceptions. Dr. Tai is our technical counterpart, is a CISE professor with research interests in scalable and interpretable machine learning and optimization. She has worked on a few fairness in AI programs that aim to develop computational theories, algorithm, and machine learning systems for fairness in network learning. I thought it would be interesting to also share with you how we got started to work together because it provides a context for this project. So Dr. Tai and I got to know each other when we worked on a research project about fake news, about deep fake visuals in news media. While she worked on detection models, I focus on identifying the factors that are essential for the users of these models to trust the results, to trust these tools. Through this experience, we really realized the importance of making our AI deliverables trustworthy and welcomed by their different kinds of users. So from the technical perspective, phase one is all about discovery. We're working on identifying and validating cultural factors that shape different social groups' information access needs. Currently, we're doing 50 in-depth interviews from a sample of adults with diverse cultural backgrounds. They are, of course, examined with the machine learning, the technical and data framework in mind, as well as other AI technologies that might assist in developing our contextual intelligence. Next, a large-scale national survey with a representative sample will be conducted to validate and all the operationalized cultural features. Now, phase two is the model building phase. We have several challenges when trying to incorporate cultural features into machine learning models. First, including sensitive features can potentially cause bias and discriminations. And studied data sets may not contain important cultural sensitivity features for fair and cultural awareness learning. Also, the loss functions harvesting cultural features in machine learning can be very different from existing designs for other sensitive features. So in this project, we propose to develop a fair and culturally aware deep neural network in supervised learning, as shown here. I'll go into the specific steps. Here for task one, we will model cultural sensitivity features as latent variables. The model will be trained on the collected data obtained in phase one. The model helps us compute the statistics of the model's prediction given the realizations of cultural features so that the fairness and cultural awareness properties of the model can be guaranteed. Second, these latent variables enable us to backpropagate the DNN and evaluate whether cultural features are truly considered by the neural network in making the prediction. The second task mainly focuses on designing loss functions to impose different notions of fairness while keeping the optimization program trackable. Then the last task explicitly addresses the dynamic nature of the learning program where users' cultural relevance and outcomes are still being learned during the fair information spreading process. Specifically, the user's cultural relevance is adaptively learned based on the user's future adoption to the incoming stream of information by using the inverse propensity score. Next, information dissemination will be modeled as an adaptive optimization where we propose a multi-level sampling approach combining samplings on both network structure and target sets level to tackle it. Again, this is an evolving process. As Eric mentioned, we just got started and we're in the first phase, very discovery phase. We are considering adding other contextual dimension to it. So currently we are still working on the in-depth interviews among diverse ethnic groups, cultural groups to assess the information needs, perception, and the cultural factors that shape these needs. We're also working on the function to promote cultural relevance features. Actually, our co-PI, Dr. Tai, will be a panelist this afternoon at the roundtable discussions and she'll be more than happy to address any of the questions that you might have. And thank you for listening.